yesterday?
Nothing. I worked out, but I did the Finding the Lights yesterday.
I haven't seen Lance this week.
He came Monday.
Oh, that's right. He came Monday.
I gave him some shit. I was like, hey, I heard you're not coming much. I'll be coming. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you come more. Yeah,
Call
but
it the Did Lance Show Up Club? Or
are you recording? Oh, great.
No,
This is
good.
awesome. Yeah. Hey, Lance, how you doing, buddy?
You helped me write it. All I'm saying is it's not my fault.
Yeah.
It's a little my fault.
Here I am after the workout with blood on my shirt. Look at my legs. Look,
I feel like we need to work on some
should have saw it before I
technique
took the
here.
shower.
All right, we need to work some on.
No, that's just me. You had one of the best Ollie coaches you have today, and he actually helped me out a lot. He gave me a few good cues to keep me connected to the bar and power output.
You were definitely connected to the bar. Like your legs are glowing.
It's Fran Lung, so it's just
you have Fran Lung. Okay.
You never heard of Fran Lung?
No, what?
So when you do Fran so hard that it's hard, like the lactic acid buildup in your lungs from oxygen deprivation causes you to have to cough because it's your lungs actually run out of.
All right, we're gonna have to talk to Mertz about his intensity.
Look, the intensity's there.
Wow.
You going or me?
I don't.
All right. Tanya, how much do you care?
I care a lot.
What we learned from this weekend at Affiliate Con is, you know what? Nobody cares.
Well,
nobody cares, Tanya. Look,
Jason Kalipa certainly doesn't care about getting below parallel on those squats. I mean, certainly he doesn't care. I care. I think all of us who were doing his workout, myself, Denise, Thomas, you, we were all in the back like, no rep. But he didn't care. He definitely didn't.
Nobody cares.
No,
do whatever you want to do. Just, you don't want to squat below parallel. You want to round your back out, all that. I get what he was saying. I understand because look, he's at the point. It's the devil's advocate coming out of me right now. Like I was saying, I might be defending him a little bit on this, and I get what he's saying. He's got 100 people there, probably roughly. It seems like there's a lot of people in his workout. And we're all coaches for the most part, affiliate owners. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4 trainers, and seminar staff was a part of it.
Yeah,
doing
they were
it with
right
us.
there next to us.
And again, going back to defend them and him a little bit. Again, if we're in a group of us, right? You got Mayhem. All the Mayhem was out there. You got all these outstanding athletes that are out there. And the perspective I think he was trying to say was, look, we're all here to work out together. Don't worry about beating the person next to you. Just move well, or not move well. Let's get. Sorry, we didn't know. Well, he was not advocating to move well, which was a problem.
It was a problem. We're there to hold the standard. It's not okay. Points of performance. Look at your athletes. If you can get those hips above parallel in a safe, functional manner, awesome. If not, let's go ahead and scale them. Let's get them, a point to say, here's where you're going to squat to. We're going to work on that range of motion. I don't know. I care. I care a lot. And I was back there no repping.
No reps.
Just doing my workout, looking up, no rep.
I think everybody was pretty much holding the standard of the movements that I was trying to pay attention to. I mean, we're right there by Denise Thomas, Nicole Christensen, like seminar staff. Like they
agreed with me, by the way. I yelled no rep and they nodded their heads. They were like, yep. Hey, hold on. Hey, folks, I'm Coach Tanya.
And I'm Coach Mertz.
This is the Affiliate Soapbox. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, definitely. This is a soapbox right now.
It is a soapbox.
We're gonna definitely lay it all out there.
Today we were talking about Affiliate Con. We went to Best Hour of Their Days Affiliate Con. It was my first time at one of their functions. They had a mastermind a couple days before that for those of us who are officially part of Best Hour of Their Day. And we went on a big road trip to Dallas.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was. I mean, well, I slept through a lot of it, which was awesome. Thank you for driving. That was
no problem. I love it.
That was fantastic. Unfortunately, a couple of things happened on this road trip. First, the first stop, I woke up. We left at 3 a.m. We got up at 2, we left at 3 a.m. A couple hours later, he stops for gas. And I got out of the car and my first words were, Mertz, did you drive us to winter? Because we left New Orleans. It was like a balmy 70-ish degrees. I get out of the car. I'm in shorts and a t-shirt and boom, the weather just hits me. And Mertz is over here laughing. He's just having a good time.
Yeah, that was beautiful. And then we got to stop at one of my favorite road trip destinations. I want to go to Dallas, which she was the first time she ever been to Buc-ee's.
Coach Mertz has done the unthinkable and brought us to the one place I've avoided my whole life. But here we are at Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's!
Oh my God.
Now, let me tell you.
I was not there voluntarily. It's too much. It's too big. I'm never getting out. It was totally against my will. It was like a hostage situation.
But let me tell you, we stayed in there for over 30 minutes because you were infatuated. You were just trying to take it all in.
I think I was infatuated. I was just overwhelmed, borderline offended. Okay,
offended.
It was like the Walmart, Costco, Whole Foods of gas stations. I was so confused.
You're not far off.
On what was going on. What was I doing there? I was half asleep. You wake up and there's this like chipmunk thing. There's this big blow up.
It's called the Beaver.
Is it a beaver?
At Buc-ee's.
Okay. He was right there staring me in the face. It was a little bit awkward. I will say, though, Mertz said these are the cleanest bathrooms in the world.
I know exactly where you're going.
Okay, Mertz does win this one. The bathroom was gorgeous. I'm not gonna lie. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. And I walked into the bathroom and it was clean. You walk in, there's closed stalls everywhere, right? The sinks are
so many, you don't have to worry about a lawn or anything.
Yeah, and you walk in and in each bathroom stall, there's a foam cleaning dispenser you're supposed to use to clean the toilet and to clean it. So I cleaned everything. I was like, wow, so it was already clean. And then they have you clean it, which that might be cheating because like our bathrooms are clean and I don't ask my athletes to like get out some foam and clean it.
But then you found out how much did the bathroom attendant make? Like
a lot
like
of
50,000, 70, 60, 70,000 a year.
If you need a job, go to Buc-ee's. Like the salaries, oh my God, to clean a bathroom, to just stand there and watch us idiots roam around in this giant store. I mean, they had gummy bears, but Buc-ee's branded gummy bears. They had a full deli area where they had their own breakfast sandwiches and lunch sandwiches. And so I was told by you and your wife, Chantel, that I need to get this brisket, right, sandwich. And I was like, okay, cool. So I walk over there and I'm looking at the brisket and there's this gentleman who walks up, probably around in his 70s. And he's like, all right, where's this ham and Swiss sandwich? They're like, oh, sir, it's just a little bit early, about 20 minutes. He's okay, but you're going to have it today, right? And they're like, yeah. Where he's like, are you sure? Because I came yesterday and you didn't have it. And they were like, no, we were probably just out. He's like, well, do you have enough today? And I'm like, man, this has got to be like the best sandwich
right? You got
in the world. And so I did. I stood there and I waited with that man and I got that sandwich and it was really good. It was actually really excellent.
Never tried it.
You know, so lesson learned there, and I learned this from my dad. Anyone, if you see someone in their 60s, 70s, or 80s waiting for food somewhere, especially if you're traveling, no, seriously, they know where the good food is. And that's not incorrect. And I hope that doesn't offend anybody because that's where I'm going to go. You see these folks eating, they're eating the good food. And he was right. That was a great sandwich. And then off to the left, there's the Christmas section. In the gas station, Costco, Walmart of the middle of nowhere is a Christmas and
they got like plaques and things.
Plaques. Exactly. Perfect. There was some furniture.
Yeah.
There was like some of these.
And think about it. We didn't even go into the clothing area.
We would have missed Affiliate Con. Like it was absolutely insane. And they had a whole coffee section because everybody knows coffee is life. If the end of the world comes,
stock up at Buc-ee's.
We're going to go hold up at Buc-ee's. We're going to do some CrossFit, and then we're going to hang out at Buc-ee's. So we needed a cart. I'm not saying we may have a problem, but we're in a gas station, and we needed a cart.
That's it. It's going to be awesome. Do it out in the parking lot.
Yeah, there's plenty of room.
So what did you expect going into the Affiliate Con?
So I didn't know what to expect. We talked a little bit about this, I think it was last week or the week before. Maybe it was the week before. I had no idea what to expect. You know, you go into some of these conventions and a lot of times they're really dry and boring and you're going to sit down and half fall asleep because you're like, oh man, how am I going to follow this? It definitely wasn't what I was expecting. There were a lot of people there that I didn't realize I was going to see because I'm not one who's going to go in and look at the list. Right? I didn't do my homework before Affiliate Con, but there were some really great speakers. Even the CrossFit seminar staff was there, and I accidentally, there was supposed to be a break, and Mertz was like, "No break. We're going to stay here. We're going to do this seminar staff thing that I totally wasn't prepared for." It was a little coaching about coaching, and it was great. Again, Denise Thomas was in there. I think Nicole Christensen might have been in there.
Yeah,
I'm
there's a
not
few.
positive.
Katie Hayes. We actually did little breakout groups. DT
Yeah.
was heading up our breakout group, and unfortunately, neither one of us had a chance to coach, but we got to move.
Right. We got
And-
to, oh, and I got dinged a lot on my push press, squeeze your butt, squeeze your butt, squeeze your butt. And I'm sitting there squeezing my butt for all I'm worth. And Denise Thomas is over there, squeeze your butt. And I'm like, I am. And it was great because sometimes even being coached by our own coaches, we don't realize that that we have that little bit more to give. And I did.
Yeah, yeah.
Eventually, she got me to really get that squeeze in there. And I realized, oh, okay, this is what we mean when you
And
say
not only
squeeze
that,
your
but
butt.
you had somebody, one of the a coach or affiliate owner of another gym was in our breakout group that has been to X7.
Right. Yes.
And she was coaching, and
Lindsay,
she gave
yeah.
one of your favorite cues.
Yes,
And
she did. She did give one of my favorite cues. So, in order to get me to squeeze my butt, one of the things, because what they were trying to do is get me to not have that overarched back in that overhead press once I was at the finish. And so, some of the seminar staff was saying, "Well, bring your ribs down, bring your ribs down." And she's like, "Tanya, belly button to rib cage," and I was like, yeah, right there.
I know
Because
that one. Yeah.
I love that cue. I would rather say that to an athlete because when we bring that rib cage down, we tend to bring our gaze down, our chest tends to angle down, right? Our T-spine is no longer in the correct position. I much prefer having an athlete bring their belly button to their rib cage, tends to bring those hips right in line where we need to be. We get that neutral spine position. So she said it out loud. I was like, yes.
Well,
right
so
there.
same thing with me was I think I did the it was something with the overhead position, push jerk. It was push jerk.
Yep.
And me tired. Look, we've been hemmed up on the road. We've been in hotel rooms. You know,
I was really hopped up on caffeine and no
one of the
sleep.
things that we staying in that group get us some movement there. And I just remember doing a push jerk, finish it with overhead, and the coach that was doing the seminar, another affiliate owner, he kept saying, "Mertz, put your shoulders back." I'm like, I can't go back anymore. Which, let me tell you, a funny little bit about me. When I took my L1 11, 12 years ago, Matt Chan was on seminar staff for that, and we're doing shoulder strict press or something with the PVC, and I don't have the best lockout in my elbows, and tight shoulders and all that. And I just remember he's like, "Mertz, reach up to the sky, keep active shoulders, keep going, keep going." I'm like, I can't go no more. And he's like, keep going, keep going. He goes, "If you don't straighten out those arms," or whatever he said, he's like, "I'm going to give you burpees." I'm like, Matt Chan's about to give me burpees.
I love that.
No.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
But so what did I expect? Of course, I've been to several of these already. This was different because of the affiliate con. So it was the mastermind mixed with a convention, and so we had the mastermind a few days beforehand. This is my third mastermind I've gone through with Best Hour. I didn't know what to expect with the affiliate con portion of it, and blown away. The amount of speakers that was there. Of course, I did do my homework.
I did my homework, Coach Tanya.
And look at everybody and try to hem up. The night before, the morning before it would start, we would go through the names and try to figure out what block.
Yeah, because you had to choose. You didn't get to see everybody.
There was probably 4 different rooms, so there's 4 different speakers. So you had to choose, or 5 in some cases maybe, and you had to sit there and choose which one you wanted to go to. We'll be in one room listening to Dave Durante, and they're just boom from the room next door with the weight, and we're like, what is going on in there? They're doing weightlifting. I'm like, I don't remember seeing weightlifting on the block. So I don't know, there was a little confusion there.
Heavy weights being dropped in this hotel.
I was like, I wanted to do that.
Which, by the way, we snuck into that ballroom. They had some very pretty Rep Fitness equipment in there, all brand new.
No, that's not. That's over 9 foot in the air.
See, that makes me nervous. Do a muscle up. Come on. And Mertz may or may not have gotten the first chalk
I did.
Those bars.
Look, it's like anything. Look,
we're from Louisiana. You can't take us anywhere.
Monkey see, monkey do, right? Monkey see, monkey do. It's like after the Henshaw. Henshaw was another Chris Henshaw. We participated in his workout in the morning. It was basically trying to find your run pace through some different ways of doing it. and we had to, we ran Metaron on your input of your mile time. You would go into four different groupings: fast first, second,
That was
third,
a
fourth.
little mind blowing in that he really made you slow down and find that pace. And the way that he did it without watches, he was the only one that had a stopwatch.
Yeah.
And he did it on a point system, and he had you pick the movement that you did smack in the middle of this run. And that's definitely something we're going to try in the gym.
Yeah, that was fun.
And the amount of work you put in running at a slower pace than you usually would, trying to keep that constant pace. It was great. Learned a lot from that work.
Yeah. And Tanya did act. This was one of the teachings that he gave us, is that in doing so, your best runners are not the most successful in this workout that we did.
Yeah.
Everybody that pretty much were not runners was hitting. So you had like a 6 meter target to land in. When he said time, you want to be within these 6 meters. You hit it like 6, 7 times. I got 3, I think 3 or 4.
7 times out of 13 total.
Yeah.
Tests that he did. I hit it 7 times. It took me 6 rounds, right, to really figure out how to do this. But once I hit 7's a great number. So you always got to go. You always got to go for 7.
There you go. Got to go for 7. Yeah. So that one, Kristen Shaw, was a good one. Again, we talked about opening up, talking about the Kalipa workout, which I enjoyed. At first, he was supposed to do the Kalipa workout that's being viral right now with the 15 burpees every minute on the minute until you can no longer do 15 burpees in a minute. That's what we were expecting.
It was. And I was horrified when I heard that, but then I had psyched myself up for it. I'm like, all right, double the pre-workout. Got all my protein in. Here we are. We're going to do it. And then he did something else, which it was a silly, decent workout.
It was fun. I think that,
all that buildup.
I think, flipping the script to, again, going back to the nobody cares. It was definitely a nobody cares type of workout. It was like, okay, we were warmed up. He went through it. His warm up was pretty good.
It wasn't too bad.
His warm up was pretty good. We stayed moving for the most part. And all of a sudden it was like, okay, let's start the workout. We're like, okay, what's the workout? We're doing the same thing. We're doing burpees, but now we're going to do air squats. We do 20 air squats and then do max amount of burpees in this time frame. We did like 5 rounds of that.
Yeah,
maybe.
there were some sit-ups thrown in there.
Yeah.
Which you were hurting because we did sit-ups.
Yeah, so
sit-ups are my thing. They're not Merch's thing.
It was a good workout. It was something great, I think, going into the rest of the day that we didn't, because again, if we would have did the 15 burpees every minute on a minute, look, we're going to blast ourselves pretty good on
that.
Right,
and we were sitting for because we're at a convention, affiliate con, so we were sitting a lot. So yeah, if we'd have done a lot of heavy lifting, heavy squats, that probably would have been pretty uncomfortable. So it was definitely we're at a convention workout, and let's.
Yeah, I did enjoy it, but nobody cares, right?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I remember, I think it was after that workout or after Hinshaw's workout, I learned something new about you on this trip. One thing I learned is all of Lance's stories are true, because we're standing there on this turf and we're at the Omni Las Colinas in Dallas, and there's this huge water. I don't know if it was like a river running through.
It's a man-made lake.
Right, man-made something. But a man-made, first of all, it looked disgusting. Okay, it looked worse than Lake Pontchartrain. Okay, it looked horribly gross. And there was all these signs: not for swimming, don't jump in, don't do this. And of course, there's no guardrails though, right? So here's the big sign: don't do it. But there's no guardrails. So what does Merch do? He's like, you know what? I think I'm going to jump in there. You're taking off your shoes. And me and Chantel, your wife, were like, no. And you're like, and I'm like, Merch, you still have to coach on Monday. Get back here.
It took Nate. Nate's the media guy for Best Hour. And he was like, Merch, don't do it. I'm like, okay.
Need to talk to Chantel about upping your life insurance for several reasons now.
So what I learned about you, we've been knowing each other we met each other a few years back. We really didn't get to know each other until I joined X7, and you practice what you preach. What I mean by that is, like, on this whole road trip, I'm usually the type, look, I'm on a road trip. I'm going, I'm gonna get these little snacks. I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna go off hinge a little bit, right? And we'll go eat dinner. I'm gonna pick the whatever. I'm gonna be like, I'm just gonna splurge. And she just, and Tane the whole time was like, I'm not eating that. I'm not eating that. This looks healthy. And I'm like, I guess I got to do the same thing. All right, I'll take the salad. So she's definitely a person that will help me keep on track throughout the weekend, for sure.
And I think that the more I get out of a routine, the more I look for ways to stay in my routine.
Sure.
And a lot of people will look at me and be like, well, you're way too strict. I'm like, I'm already not sleeping the same hours. I'm sleeping not enough. I'm inhaling even more caffeine, which you don't think is
Yeah,
possible until
she
something
went
like
to
this.
bed before, like she literally left us a few times. Not left us. That's the wrong word to say.
I did. You guys were.
But you departed. I was wrapping up. I was going to be a little bit longer. We'd after each day they would have a get together somewhere, and we were talking to everybody, getting the groove, getting to know people a little bit better. And then she's like, it's it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock, it's
Yep.
time to go. And I'm like, I'm not, that's a good call. Look, I was planning on leaving around 10. So, but she was, again, routine wise,
Gotta
kicking
have that
ass.
sleep. You don't want to know me on too little sleep. It's not good. It's not safe.
Yeah,
Nobody needs that to happen.
I'm usually used to operating on, less than optimal sleep, but again, learning from you here, right? I think it was a great little trip. We got to know each other a lot better than normal.
And we got to listen to a lot of great people.
Yeah.
There of all the speakers, like we had Kelly Starrett there, we had the seminar staff there. One of my favorite speakers was Guido Trinidad, right? The gentleman who started Wadapalooza. And hearing him speak really brings a whole new level of understanding to some of the things that Best Hour puts out there, about make it your own, tell your own story, but taking it to the level that he does with his gyms and with his athletes of caring,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And service, and how to make something that seems so similar. Like, there's a lot of gyms in New Orleans. There's a lot of CrossFit gyms in every city. How do you make yourself stand out? You make yourself stand out through caring, through service, through going to that unreasonable level
Yes.
of meeting someone's needs, meeting people where they are. And his talk really hit me.
Yeah.
I think more than any other.
I think if
there.
anything, you want to lean into who you are, right? Understanding first off, write down what is it that makes you unique, and then lean into that, promote that, put that out there. Essentially, the phrase was "break the band."
Break the band, yeah.
And if something is this important to you and is one of the things that is a driving force behind your members getting better results and your coaching staff getting better seeing results, lean into it and promote that and really get it out there. And once you find that niche that is your own, lean into it.
Absolutely.
Lean into it.
Be yourself. I think a lot of times we want to hold back. We don't want to tell our whole story. And I definitely struggle with that sometimes. Do I really want to say this on social media? Do I really want to tell people who I am? Do I really want to put my values on the wall? Because a lot of them are really old fashioned, right?
Yeah.
But I think maybe that's what we need these days, is a little bit of old fashioned mixed with a little bit of who we really are, and stop hiding what we think, what we stand for. And unfortunately, the world has come to a place where it's kind of scary to tell people, hey, this is what I believe in, this is what I think. But I think there's ways to do that. And a lot of those ways of expressing that is just how you treat the people that walk in your door.
Oh yeah.
And he really did hit home. But as I said before, Kelly, we got to interview a lot of great people while we were there. Not as many as we would have liked, because it's this big convention, everything going on. But we got to talk to Kelly Starrett, who talk about the OG of keeping your body healthy while doing CrossFit. Right? He wrote Supple Leopard. Hey everybody, this is Tanya with the Affiliate Soapbox. We're here with Kelly Starrett, and we just wanted you to tell our viewers at home, why is CrossFit still relevant right now when you have all these other choices like High Rocks?
Ooh. Number one, incredible community, best coaches in the world are in CrossFit. Number two is that we don't just need another capacity test, which is what High Rocks says. Like, do CrossFit, test yourself with High Rocks, right? You need some aerobic training. And the last thing I'll say is that the skill involved with being competent with a dumbbell, kettlebell, barbell, basic gymnastics, competency across energy domains, you can't find that level of detail and preparation anywhere. So if you're engaged with the sport, we just whack off some of the volume a little bit, and we can put you in better positions, restore your shapes, get you out of pain, and that's why this will always be our primary training model, and then we'll go test it in other sports. And what you can't do is you can't do High Rocks and come and do what we do.
That's true.
It's true.
Thank you so much.
And one more
question.
So
One word to rule it all. What would be the most inspirational word you would have? Oh, I'm not even speaking into it. I got to speak into it. One word to rule them all. What word would that be for you?
Belonging.
Belonging.
More than ever, we need a common reason to get together, not talk about politics, not talk about what's happening in the world. If we train together, play together, do sport together, gather together, we solve all the problems.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you.
You got an autograph.
I got the autograph in the book, and that book is a 2013 book. It was actually handed down by the coaching staff that I was a part of when I first started, and I ended up with it, and I've been having it for several years. And I made a post on Instagram yesterday about what it meant to me to meet this man that has revolutionized what we are as coaches in a CrossFit gym, because it's the whole thing of we're here to not only just make people move well, but we're here to help heal the body.
Absolutely. And how CrossFit and CrossFit coaches, we're still the first line of defense. We are still the standard. You have all these fads, you have all these new and up and coming tests like the High Rocks race, but we're still the standard for the movement. We're the standard for getting you healthier. We're the standard for staving off that chronic disease. Hearing him talk about that. We also talked to Todd Acuto from Seminar Staff. Todd has a special place in my heart. He was my first seminar staff when I took my L1, and I'm like, well, I might have a rough day, but I'm a great coach because I learned from Todd.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, Coach Tanya with the Affiliate Soapbox. I'm here with Mertz, and who are we talking to today? Give us your name.
Todd Acuto.
Todd is a member of the CrossFit Seminar Staff. He is the OG. He's also with Best Hour of Their Day. Todd, what is the best thing you can tell me as a CrossFit coach right now for us to keep apprised of everything going on with High Rocks? What are we doing that still makes CrossFit special?
You are the ones that are coaching and holding the standard. You're the ones that know the points of performance, that teach the movements, that ensure people hit the stimulus of the workouts. Like, that's different from other programs. Everybody else shows the movement, puts the workout on the board, and cuts people loose. You guys coach them through it, not only their movement patterns, but like I said, also hitting the stimulus and making sure that they're getting what they're supposed to out of the workout.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, so Todd, one word to rule them all. What word would be your inspiration?
What word?
Yeah.
Virtuosity. Do the common uncommonly well. There's a bunch of fitness coaches, CrossFit coaches specifically. Do you want to be an average one, or do you want to be one of the best ones? If you want to be a virtuous coach, you've got to continue to work on your craft. You've got to know the basics and fundamentals and revisit them and ensure that your athletes are doing them right. And if they're doing them right, it's going to be way easier to get them to perform the complex stuff well as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Appreciate
You're
it.
the best.
And Todd did my L2, and I've been around him several times when he's come in town to teach a seminar. And not only that, but I make almost every Wednesday call on Affiliate University with him. So Todd's my boy. I try to mimic him in so many different ways.
Right.
And even though, like, a lot of times we see each other over a computer screen, over Zoom, the way he talks, the way his dialect is, the way he connects your brain to the body and how to coach, I try to mimic that because he's so good at it.
He is really good, and he's an example of when we're training coaches, I'll send them his videos. He does post a lot of good content on Instagram as well of this is how you see this. This is a different way of getting the athlete to move into this position. He's really one of the best. He's one of the OG seminar staff, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Of course, we had Denise Thomas there as well. We did not get to interview Denise. Maybe we'll bug her about hopping on the podcast at some point. But I love Denise. She's constantly happy, and she very cheerily pounds you into doing.
She's 100% her, 100% of the time.
100% of the time. I love
You'll
her.
never catch her not being a beautiful wallflower.
And she's never not gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
But she does it in a way that you still walk away smiling.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she's gonna hammer you on a movement, and even though in the middle of it you're like, I can't anymore, by the end she's got you doing it, and she's got you happy about it, even if you're in
and
pain.
another person you got to interview was Joel Cochran.
Yes, Joel.
The mindset coach for
Mindset
Affiliate
coach.
University. And
takes a
What-
deep dive. When you take his courses, he takes a deep dive into what's really holding you back. What are your personal obstacles? What are you holding on to both in your business life, but your personal life that's affecting, both ways, affecting either.
Hey everybody, this is Coach Tanya. I am here with Joel. He is the mindset coach at Best Hour of their day, right? And the question for Joel today is, first, at this affiliate con, how many people have you talked to that have cried after their conversation with you?
20 plus. Yeah, 20 plus. I'd say that's a real number.
Is,
I would assume, yeah, that's a real number.
is that average for you in a day?
No, I'd say 5 a day. That's a real number.
So we've really expanded your reach here, is what you're saying?
Well, there's a lot more people, and doing 4 presentations will do that to you. Yeah.
Okay. Serious question for you though. With everything going on in the world today, right? Things are a little bit of a mess. Everybody's got a lot to worry about. And people's mindset might not be exactly where they need it to be. How can fitness improve that? Why is that important? Why should they take their time, money, and energy to spend time in the gym to improve how they're thinking and feeling?
Yeah, what the gym does is it gives an internal locus of control, because you get an immediate feedback when you put your foot down into the pedal of an air bike. You get an immediate feedback when you pick up a dumbbell and snatch it overhead. And what that does is put you in an internal locus of control. And too often when it comes to news, social media, it's an external to internal locus of control. We're looking at everything else saying this is impacting my internal life and there's nothing I can do about it. Government shutdowns and strikes and what's going on in other countries, there's nothing you can do about that. But you can pick up a dumbbell and you can go on a run. And what that does is it gives you an internal to external locus of control. And that's what empowers people.
Awesome, thank you. I think one of the piece of advice you gave me a couple weeks ago was go break some things. I went to a rage cage, I broke some things. How do you feel about violent breaking of things to improve people's general outlook?
Yeah, it's learning how to be able to have a somatic release, which is what that is you can take a pillow and beat the pillow on your bed, and it's going to be the same somatic release as, not exact same as somatic release, but a pretty close somatic release. We just don't know how to do certain somatic releases other than fitness, and fitness can also have a hormetic stress to the body where, hey, I'm going to go work out and it feels great and it feels like my therapy is because you're having a somatic release. But then also if I'm not getting enough sleep, I'm drinking alcohol too often to cope with my stress. It's now an additional stress to the body. So it's actually doing the adverse effect of being able to calm the body down. So learning different somatic releases such as breath work, humming, meditation, all these things can help us to be able to get into a calmer, more peaceful state without having the hormetic stress of fitness.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here. Thanks for making all of us cry and tear up over all of the things.
Yeah, any day.
All right. Have a great night.
One thing he generally does is gets a person to be super vulnerable and actually tear up. And I actually asked him in the interview how many people he made cry, because we're walking through the convention and he's having conversations with someone. Oh, look, it's Joel talking. Are they crying? And the answer is always yes. Like the minute you turn the corner, there's that person crying because he is working on helping you. It's amazing how much he can get in 5 minutes, an hour and a half to what the actual issue, the internal issues you're having are, and how you externalize those, and how we need to actually take a look at ourselves and how we're letting things affect
100%.
us.
Look,
Absolutely awesome.
if there's life-changing moments when I joined CrossFit, I first walked into my first CrossFit gym, becoming a coach in CrossFit, life-changing. When I joined Best Hour, life-changing. When I did the mindset course with Joel, life-changing. And when I say life-changing, it's why I'm sitting right here right now next to you. I made a very hard decision in my life going through, but it was the decision I needed to make. And I'm loving my life now more than ever. And he helped, and I would almost say saved my life.
That's incredible. Yeah. And when, let's talk about who put this whole group together. You had Jason Fernandez. Let's talk about who put this whole group together. You have Jason Fernandez, you have Jason Ackerman, and you got to interview Ackerman, right?
I did.
At the after party.
Coach Mertz here with X7 CrossFit, talking to the one and only
Jason Ackerman.
You know his name. He does.
Yeah, he does know his name. So question
for one, yes.
1 for 1. All right, question for you here. All right, who is your favorite speaker you had this weekend?
Favorite speaker of the weekend would be Jason Fernandez.
Really, your own partner in crime, PNC. You're gonna give it to him. I like it.
Well, I think I've seen a lot of people talk, and he did well because he's come the furthest. A lot of these guys talk. I've been seeing them for years. They're already smart. Fern wasn't smart, and now it's almost like most improved simultaneously, like best and most improved. He's just come such a long way, but also I always expect the best. So Fern did the opening, and I expected it to be good, and it exceeded my expectation.
What did you think about the 5 buckets?
I think the 5 buckets, I think he does a really good job taking Glassman's genius and tweaking it to his own. It's like a good cover song, right? Like, you don't want a cover song. So say you listen to Prince, Purple Rain. Familiar?
Oh, yeah.
Right? I don't want someone to play it just like Prince, but I want to hear Adam Levine from Maroon 5 shred on the guitar in his way, know that I'm hearing Purple Rain, but getting his unique spin on it, and I think that's what Fern does really well.
Oh, yeah, I like that. I like the way you said that. All right, funny question for you. All right, I have 2 of them. I have 2 funny questions. First question is this. What athlete out there would you, and what sport would you most want to be? Like, what person, what athlete inspires you? Like, think of a sport. Imagine if you were 3 foot taller. What sport would you want to do?
An athlete that I really look up to is Ben Askren. So Ben Askren was an NCAA wrestler, 2-time champ, as well as a mixed martial art champion in an organization called Bellator. But his mindset's really strong, and recently he had double lung transplant. So he got really sick from staph infection, which is somewhat common in the wrestling world, but his mentality on overcoming it is just how he lives his life on the mats, off the mats. So that's what's really appealing to me.
So yes, no question. Would CrossFit help him?
I think CrossFit would help anybody.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, last silly, this is really the silly question here, right? Well, look, the joke of what Ackerman is all everybody, even his PNC, jokes about how short he is. What rod can you ride at Disney World?
I definitely can do the teacups. The teacups, no height required.
No height required.
No minimum.
All right, been a great sport, my man. Appreciate everything you did this weekend. It was awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Look, I've been around that man several times over the past 3 years, 4 years. I remember the first time meeting him was not here, but in Fort Worth in Dallas, back where we just left for the summit.
Mhm.
And first off, I was like, you really are pretty short. But anyway, so
Taller in person than he does on the Zoom.
but I remember
Little
we
bit.
needed the help of Best Hour, and look, we're right there in his ear. Fern, I was right in Fern's ear about what we could do to join Best Hour. Fern took one of my slices of pizza, and I said, hey, look, that's gonna, I need a rebate on that Best Hour.
Tell him how you really feel about it. That's Joel's influence there. Look, let's
Yeah.
not hold back on
Look,
our
he
feelings.
took my slice of pizza. That's worth a little rebate on the
Tax right there. That's
yeah,
like a
yeah.
affiliate
But
contact.
Fern is like I hear him speak a bunch of times. He reminds me of my brother and how my brother, they're both ex-military, and in hearing Fern talk, it's like my brother talking to me. So he's very relatable to me in terms of, like we were talking about a few episodes ago about how I like to be kicked in the ass. Like, hey, Mertz, don't be soft talking me. Pick up the barbell. Let's go. And Fern's like that to me. He's like, don't stop. Do it now. Right.
Get it done. 3, 2, 1, go. And
3,
I
2,
think
1,
we've
go.
lived that kind of as a gym. We
Yeah.
got started. We opened really fast. We found a great location, and
Yeah.
here we are. 3, 2, 1, go. That's kind of been what at X7
Well,
we've been
look at
doing.
the shirt.
But there's no
Yeah.
holding back.
Well,
3,
Best
2,
Hour
1,
shirt.
go. everybody.
No ego, just go.
That's right. I think overall we can say we had a really great experience at both the Best Hours Mastermind and Affiliate Con. I think we're definitely looking forward to being back. And, I think we'll be bringing a lot of what we learned into the gym in the future. I took a lot away in terms of how to approach the business from a much more personal standpoint with clients. We got some really great information from the seminar staff, and I really think that it was worth it. It was worth the time. It was hard being away from the gym again because I love this place. I love this. If you ask me why I do this, I love helping people. I love showing up every day. I even love cleaning the bathrooms. Okay. I love it here.
But it gives you the tools to be able to do it better.
Right.
And
so we are going to wrap it up today. Thank you so much for joining us. We do want to tell you that we talked a lot about what's coming up in the next season. In our last couple of podcasts, we talked about how to stay on track while you're in your holiday season, while you're traveling, similar to what I did. Have you have people with you that are like-minded? It helps you stay on track, both with working out, because, Mertz pushed me to get up in the morning. I pushed him to eat a little bit closer to what gets him to his goals. Please check out those podcasts. Please like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you again soon. This is Coach Tanya.
Coach Mertz.
Bye.
Cheers. So I remember what it was now. All right. So
We gotta hurry.
so with the takeaway, real quick is, well, all right, was driving back from, we got on the road at 7 a.m. We get back just in time for me to coach the 5:15 class, and I was fired up. I was making sure everybody was pushing their knees out in the squat. Everybody was in the right positions. I was telling them, I knew that was going to happen. I was jacked. The 5:15 class, I was jacked. The 6:30 class, I was jacked. It was just
That's awesome.
right when coming back, driving back in. That's why I said when you were like, oh, if Simone wants to coach, she can. I'm like, no. I got to get this out of my system a little bit. Yeah.
We literally drove straight from Dallas. We got in the car. We stopped one time for food. We had to fill gas. We dropped Chantel off at the house and boom, straight to the gym. Like there was no break. And here's Merch walking onto the coaching floor.
I was jacked. I was ready.
Absolutely awesome.
I was ready.
Great job, man.
Yeah. Good job.
Awesome.
You didn't drive.
Well, I supervised.
All right. Oh,
Yeah, I really got to go.
All right.
We're late. I'm
So,
late.
let's
And I
go.
get it.